He may not be the best, but he's the best in your price range. So please, pretend to welcome Jake O'Kane!
Hello, what about you? Good to see you again. And it's been about a week and a bit since I last spoke to you. And you'll be stunned because I asked you the last time if you could possibly write to your MLAs to ask them how they were going to pay back the money that they obviously haven't earned because they're not doing the job they're supposed to be doing. And you will be stunned, as I am, to learn nothing. No one reply. Nada. Unless you've had all the replies and haven't told me, which I don't think is going to happen. There hasn't been, not 90 of them, and not one of them have told us how they're going to pay back their ill-gotten gains. I'm not a pessimist. No. I think what's happened is they're having their minions in their heated offices typing out their replies right now, whatever member of their family they have doing that job presently. Because, see, come on, they're not going to be taking public money at a time when there's a cost of living crisis and people can't afford to heat or eat and their kids are going hungry and they're up there in the assembly with their snouts in the trough and subsidised can't pay them. No, don't be silly. You couldn't make that up. I did the Integrated Education Fund benefit in the Ulster Hall there during the week with my good mates Colin Murphy, Tim McGarry and Wendy Wasson. And it was a lovely night, brilliant night, had great fun. Thanks for everybody who came and try to push forward the idea of integrated education, because I know it's not really... Why would we need to integrate our children? You know what I mean? Like, we get on so well. Yeah, it's worked so... This segregated, religiously segregated education thing, it's been working brilliant for 100 years. It has built harmony, it has built understanding, it has built love between both communities. Apart from the 30-year conflict, that was a wee bit of a blip, but apart from that, it's been great. I am of the opinion that we will, not too far in the future, have complete integration. Yeah, the way the Catholics are breeding, my prophecy is you will have totally integrated schools. You'll have practicing Catholics and lapsed Catholics. Sweet. Sorted. Staying on the topic of unearned privileges, we learned this week that Arlene Foster, ex-DUP leader, ex-First Minister of Northern Ireland, is getting into the House of Lords. Yeah, she's got the golden ticket. You know, stay your name. Ba-ding, kerching, happy days. Bound to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's bound to happen. Like, where else was she going to end up? You know, this is the woman who was in charge of DETI in 2012 and oversaw RHI, and yet had the audacity when questioned about it to say that she couldn't be responsible for all the jot and tittles that went on in her department. 500 million overspend. That's our taxes. That's our money that got burnt up a chimney because the scheme she brought in was a complete disaster. That, of course, led to 3 years when our MLAs went on holiday again for a wee break. No, they worked so hard. Went for a 3-year break, and when they got back, Arlene was still there. And Arlene decided she was going to right the wrongs. Oh, she did. Oh, not going to call Arlene incompetent. No, so Arlene got in touch with old Boris. Oh, Laura, like that. Or just, oh, Boris. I love unionism. I love it. No border. No border. And she believed him. She believed him. No way. She believed him. And of course there was a border, and it's in the Irish Sea, and we now have the Northern Ireland Protocol, and MLA is going on holiday again, just for a wee break, because you've got to pace themselves. They've got to pace themselves. So Arlene then ran off because the DUP dumped her, kicked her out, and she went off to GB News to mix with luminaries such as Nigel Farage and do her own version of the 12th of July parade commentary. Very important work. Very important work. So now she says, Lord, I was going to leave it there. Here's the thing, right? I was going to leave it there, but then I always factor in what's called confirmation bias. It's a term that basically means you're a biased bastard. Do you understand? And I think it should be taught in schools here, because what it does, it makes you stop and pause and ask yourself questions you may not want to ask. The question I ask myself is, could there be any justification for Arlene Foster being made up into the House of Lords? And I found one. A big one. I think she's earned her ticket. I do. I can't believe I'm saying this. I believe Arlene Foster has earned her ticket because not only she was the first female First Minister in Northern Ireland, she was the first female leader of the DUP. The most misogynistic party in Europe. Oh yeah, the DUP, where they know how to treat their women, where the women in the DUP know their place, is to make wee tray bakes and take care of their men. And you don't believe me? This is what Edwin... I don't believe in dinosaurs. No, there were no dinosaurs. The world's only 6,000 years old. Edwin said this when Arlene became leader of the UP. He said, yes, but she would know where her serious responsibilities really lay, which were to her husband, her children, and as a daughter. Just passes the tray bakes their daughter, will ye? So she stuck all that. She deserves that. Now, Peter Weir. What? Why? What? Explain to me. Your man with the hair. Not education minister for about 2 weeks. Made a balls of it. Why? And the best I can come up with, he's there to basically hold Arlene's bag. That's all he's there for. He's just to carry her bag. You know what I mean? Arlene has said, and she tweeted that they're going to have some fun. What mischief they'll get up to. Sorry, no. Them days are over. No, you're up there now. Sit up there. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Personally, I think it's a great idea. Just get them all into the Lords. Build a big wall. Don't let them out. You know what I'm saying? Just don't let them out. There was a bit of unionism street drama during the week. I love that. I love unionism street drama. You know, I take unionist street drama over Shakespeare or Pinter or any of those boys any day, because I remember the old good days. Remember the good days when there was unionism street drama almost every week? Remember the time that Jimmy Bryson and Willie Fraser went to court and they got all dressed up, and Willie was dressed as Abu Hamza, the guy with one hand, the Muslim guy, and Jimmy was dressed as... I don't know. Do you know? I think it's Cher. To be honest with you, I think it's Cher. That's what I think. Well, this week there was more drama, more street drama, and what they did, they got a coffin, and that was to depict the Good Friday Agreement, and like a mock funeral. They went up to the gates of Stormont and put it there, and they all would be paper masks of the people they hate, like Boris and the Taoiseach and the President Biden, and nobody knows who's behind the masks. I'll have a fair guess who's behind the Biden mask, because I know a man whose ego would not let him be anybody but the president. You know you are, you rascal you. I know what you're at. I know you. At least Westminster is pulling its weight now. Yeah, we've been the laughing stock. Politically, we've been the laughing stock of the world for the last 20 years. But now Westminster is stepping up and taking their share of that burden. Have you ever seen the like of this in your life? You know, I did not think it was humanly possible for the Tories to elect a leader even worse than... How many babies do I have? There's another one. They did. Liz Truss. They managed to get Liz Truss, and her arse was hardly on the seat when her and her Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng, decided to bring in a mini-budget which sank the UK economy. It just put the torpedo in a sinking ship. You know what I mean? The whole Brexit, right? And then you had, let's just sink the bastard, right? So the markets basically said, no, because what they were suggesting was giving a bung to their very rich donors, which, well, you got to pay who's paying you. Who pays the bill, plays the tune. So they tried to give them a bung, didn't get away with that. And the whole thing was cutting taxes, but not cutting public services. No, I'm no economist, but that don't work. And the market said no. And the Bank of England had to jump in twice to bail them out. Twice. But at least he knew he had the support of his Prime Minister. And when he was asked about his situation, was it risky? He was very clear.
You'll be Chancellor and Liz Truss will be Prime Minister this time next month.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm not there.
4 hours late.
I met the former Chancellor earlier today. I was incredibly sorry to lose him. He is a great friend.
Go on, bye-bye, cheerio, on your go. Liz did what all very poor politicians do. When she made a mistake, she sacked someone beneath her. And we now have 4 chancellors in 4 months. And my bet is you're going to have 3 prime ministers in pretty much 4 months. Somewhere in the Alps, in a chalet, you can hear Boris laughing. Napoleon came back and socialised. The whole thing was beautifully summed up by an old mate of mine, a very, very clever boy called Colin McQuaid. Colin, you follow him on Twitter, look for Colin McQuaid. And he done a wee cartoon which basically sums up where we are. Take it away, Colin.
It's the Muppet Show!
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppet on the Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like a kind of torture
To have to watch the show. But now let's get me started.
It's time to get things started
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Wonderful!
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!
That's all, folks.